The voice of sharing. Durian Asean.
Hello, welcome to Durian Asean, the voice of discovery and sharing. What is the latest movie that you've watched recently? Is it Deadpool, Zootopia, Kung Fu Panda? Well, there are quite a number of good movies out there nowadays, but you should not miss watching all this if you have time over the weekends. But have you heard of Bo Boy Boy? The movie has raked it about 10.5 million ringgit at the box office, making it one of the 5 local movies with the highest box office collections. Its distributor Primeworks Studio said that the movie, which has been viewed by more than 1 million audiences since its released 15 days ago, and it is also currently being screened in Singapore. But Indonesian audience will only get to watch the movie on April 13th, so you gotta wait a little longer. On ASEAN Daily, we'll bring you the daily updates and the commentaries on issues and events that are impacting this region. I'm Grace Cho, and today on Friday 18th of March 2016, we'll bring you the latest social cultural news and trends from Southeast Asia. Our top stories today. So how easy is it to buy a house in Thailand? For all Thailand's effort to make it easier for now, especially for low-income earners to buy their own home, according to state employee Natawa Kampak, he has his own problem who has braced for another knockback from the same bank that turned down his mortgage application 2 months ago. So he's living with a lot of family members. I tell you, it's from his wife, son, parents, and of course, in addition to that, his brother's family as well. It's really overcrowded indeed. Well, according to him, he said, I want to have my own home and also have more kids. And of course, it's not easy to get one these days as economy is going worse and worse in Thailand. So Thai households are among the most indebted in Southeast Asia, and the country's banks are rejecting around half of mortgage applications. So when you talk about the applicants from the rural areas, these who have seen the incomes fall due to the global slump in agricultural commodity, food prices have been particularly affected, and also the country's 4th largest bank turns down around 50% of mortgage applications from walk-in customers or those who are in the provinces who have been affected by the high debts or low farm prices. Well, it's not only the government, but also looking at Southeast Asia's economy declining brings a lot of concerns to low-income families especially. Well, moving on to the next news, it's about drugs. Drug production and the trafficking in the region of Southeast Asia, known as Golden Triangle, is booming. Well, remember we have discussed on the marijuana issues recently, and if you have missed it, you can always listen to the podcast on our YouTube channel. But anyways, one of Reuter's photographer, his name is George Silva, who joined a group of journalists, senior police and drug experts from 4 countries on a 4-day trip along the Mekong River from the Chinese port of the Jinghong through the heart of the Golden Triangle. So apparently China is a favorite destination for Myanmar's drug, and which flows through Asia in unprecedented quantities. And more than about 250 million methamphetamine pills, better known as their, according to Thai names, is yaba or crazy medicine. They were seized in East and Southeast Asia a couple of years ago, an 8-fold increase from 2008. So these seizures of the crystal meth or ice something, this is a potent crystalline from the methamphetamine, the element, it's doubled during the same period. So, well, I guess, or I wonder what's really happening to these areas around the China there, who has been exporting these drugs, especially to Southeast Asia. Of course, this is a long-term issue here in this region, and it is quite worrisome because it's only getting larger when it comes to drug users populations. And our last social culture news today, well, it's quite a positive news because MPC, President SM Narasuddin SM Nasimuddin has submitted a recommendation to Malaysian Youth and Sports Minister Khairy Jamaluddin for the two games to be incorporated into one integrated medal event for all sports, and it will be known as the 2017 Asean Games. And definitely this would mean that both able bodies and para athletes would compete in their respective sporting events at the same time. And that would result in a truly unified Asean game experience. At the same time, it is also believed that this combination of these both games will be able to attract more spectators to the games venues and also support the para-athletes and also the normal athletes of the country. It is very true that even though we live in Southeast Asia, not many of us really are aware of what's going on when it comes to sport games in Southeast Asia. So it is a positive move coming from the government side to combine these two games and also be able to attract more perhaps the sports followers, even though they are not from these Southeast Asian countries, but focusing more on this region to be able to update our sports fans as well as the Southeast Asian to keep up themselves updated what's happening in Southeast Asia. That's all from our ASEAN Daily today. Thank you for tuning into 3 ASEAN. For more updates on Southeast Asia, please go to our website at 3ASEAN.com. If you're on the go, you can always download our TuneIn app on your mobile. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels at 3 ASEAN and 3 ASEAN TV. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay tuned with ASEAN Daily, Monday to Friday, the same time at 12 to 1 p.m. GMT plus 8.
You're now listening to 3 ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing.